Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. So this is Saurabh. So today I will cover these topics like network types, NAT, PAT, switch, and router. So if you haven't checked out my last two videos, so you may check those out last two videos. So I'm trying to cover the maximum topics with the networking first, then we will go with operating system, Linux, and DevOps tools. So let's get started. So first comes the network types. So if we want to know just like more about networking, what is networking? Suppose this is your area, like your office, maybe you can say, like you may say like your home. So there are different devices are there, right? Networking devices such as your laptop, maybe your desktop, maybe your printer, or etc. So all those things are being connected to the internet. Now they can also communicate to each other. Correct. They can communicate to each other, and this is what we say network. That builds a relationship between all these networks or the devices. Right. So this is what the network. Perfect. Now we move on to the chapter of network types. How many network types are there? Basically, we start if we start from the very small, we have one network called PAN. Then we have little bigger, which we say CAN. There is little bigger than that. Then we have LAN. Then MAN, and then WAN. Fine. So let's get started with PAN. What is PAN? If I say PAN, full form is Personal Area Network. Personal area network means, say, suppose you have a limitation of like 10-meter or 20-meter of area range. You want to use a small network with a small device, less budget. So you choose PAN, such as infrared. In our previous days, we used to we have used like infrared. So we have used infrared for our like data transfer, like songs and videos, photos, etc. Nowadays, we use infrared in our remote, where we change our channel or we like choose our like different application and etc. using the infrared. So in the like in your remote, you will see a LED bulb is there, and that LED bulb is connecting to your TV or AC or etc. It is leveraging the PAN or the personal area network, which is infrared. Likewise, we have another thing which is say Bluetooth. So Bluetooth, you might see that has a like limitation such as like 10-meter, 5-meter, 15-meter, and so on. So this is how the PAN works. So next we have CAN, which we say Campus Area Network. Suppose you are in a university or college. It has, say, suppose three different building, and three different building has a same network. Now they want to communicate with each different buildings. So they will leverage the concept of campus area network or CAN. They will suppose install a router. They will say this is my first building, this is my second building, and this is my third building. They will like take all the nodes of these three different buildings. Then router will pass the traffics from here to here, here to here, and so on. Fine. And this is how campus area network will work. Moving ahead. We have LAN, which we say the full form of LAN is local area network. You might also know because like most people are already working or may have worked, which is local area network. Right? What happens here? It has a little big areas to cover, you can say. Okay, and suppose this is my building or apartment. It has different floors, different rooms, and different families are there. Now they want to suppose like connect to the same network, a community network, you can say. So to leverage this a single network to this rooms or the families, we will leverage the local area network, and then we can like leverage that network to this rooms. We will use suppose our router for the internet connection. Then to spread the network between these houses or rooms, we will use switch, a device in networking where we can connect multiple devices. We can send the internet or networking traffic and etc. using this switch, and we can leverage multiple devices based on a switch site. Right? So we understood LAN, we understood CAN, and we understood WAN. Next we have MAN, which is a metropolitan network area. Okay, metropolitan network area. What happens? Suppose you have an office in your X city and you have your another office on Y city. Now you want to communicate with these two offices. What you will say key to your ISP. What is ISP? ISP means your internet service provider. You will go to your ISP, you will ask them that I want to communicate with these two offices. Give me a single channel where I want to like communicate. We can talk without any barrier and etc. So they will ask you to come with a leased line connection, internet connection, or we say dedicated internet as well. We can say fine. So then what happens? There will be no barrier, there will be no intruder, etc. These two offices then can communicate with each other using leveraging the MAN technology, which is a metropolitan network. Now we have another widely used networking thing, which we say WAN or wide area network. What is wide area network or WAN? Which is our internet. Nothing but our internet is WAN, or you can say wide area network. Fine. How internet and WAN works? They leverage global DNS. What is DNS? In last class I have explained. DNS means domain naming system. Fine. And using that the complete internet works. And this is how I have explained in my last video. If you can check it out, so it will be best to me as well to cover the maximum topics here on today. Okay, so this is the network type which I have just explained to you. And if you have any doubt or questions, so feel free to drop comment. Fine. Okay. Now I will move to two different thing here. Okay, first we will like move on to NAT. What is NAT? NAT full form is network address translation. Okay. You can check the full form in internet because my handwriting is not too good and I am using mouse, so like I don't have very good like writing capability on with mouse. So what is NAT? Say suppose you have a server, which we can say it is your DB server or a database server. For security reasons, what we do, we keep our database server on a private subnet, or we say private network. Why? To disconnect from the internet and disconnect from the area of attack, intrusion, and etc. Now, suppose this database server requires internet by any chance, maybe for downloading some patches, maybe some like downloading some XYZ, or maybe you need to communicate to internet for some by any reason. But your information security team will not allow you to add a public IP on this server. Why? Because then it will add a layer of exposure to the global internet, and that will give you opportunity, or that will give the attacker or the bad actor opportunity to attack to your server. To mitigate this risk, what we have here is NAT, right? So what NAT will do, NAT will be acting as a server there. So this is your server and this is your NAT gateway, and this is your database server. Your database server has what? Database server has a public IP address. Suppose 172.16.0.20. And this is a NAT that has a public IP like 2.2.2.2. Fine. Now this database server wants to browse the internet. What it will do? It will tunnel to NAT. It will send the internet request to NAT. NAT will then browse the internet on behalf of database server to the internet, saying that the database server IP is 2.2.2. Well, database server has no IP address, and it will go to the actual website, collect the data, and same data will be sending back to the NAT. Then NAT will send the data to database, and such that we can leverage the internet by hiding our actual IP or the private IP as well. Okay, and this is how we can leverage the IP address of network gateway, address translation gateway or NAT gateway, and this is what the NAT. NAT has a limitation. NAT can be mapped with one private IP to one public IP. It means if you have like five uh, database servers, suppose, so you need five NAT gateway there. Clear? Okay. Any doubt? You can comment down. Next, we have PAT. So what is PAT? PAT is the PAT's full form is port address translation. Fine. What it does, suppose this is my router, or we can say my Wi-Fi, you can say. It is giving the internet to my all the devices I have. Now, like think like there is no option for hand. Okay, I need to check out. Now think that this device 1, device 2, and device 3 is trying to access google.com. and they can connect to google.com, they will get the data as well. But this router has one public IP. Correct. And when it has one public IP, this device 1, device 2, and device 3, when they are using the internet, they are getting the same public IP address. Fine. But when it is going to Google, how Google will understand that this is coming from different IP address or different devices? Then comes the NAT. NAT does what? NAT will give you an internal port number to segment your network. Suppose I'm like device 1 is going to Google, like Google has suppose 1.1.1.1 IP. Device 1 will be automatically gets assigned with a port number, so 50101. Device 2 is also connecting to 1.1.1.1, and it's going to assign with 50102. Suppose it's a random number, it will be not serial, it can be random. And the third device is going to 1.1.1.1, and it's going to have a suppose like 51007. Right? So this is how this segmentation, it's getting automatically a port number, then it's going to the internet saying that I'm a different. This is called the PAT technology, which is translating our port number. That's it. Fine. Okay. Now we have what is router and what is switch. So switch is nothing but a device which is spreading, elaborating our single network. What happens like your router has suppose one network port. So that means you can leverage or you can use in one device internet, fine. But if you are connecting that same thing to the switch, switch will say I have maybe 8 port, maybe 16 port, 64 port or 32 port and etc. depending on your cost. So you can then be able to connect to different devices using this switch. Switches is doing what? Switches is just spreading the network. It's helping to spread the network so that you can access the same internet with different computers or network devices. Now we have Wi-Fi, which is a radio frequency. We can leverage the Wi-Fi as well, but switch is acting behind that kind of, you can say. Like it is like spreading the network. Fine. Then we have the router. In simple word, if I say now, what is router is doing? Router is communicating with your internet service provider. Internet service provider is sending the internet packets to you, and that router is sending that internet packets to your computer. Maybe there is a switch that is working as a via path, and that's how you are working at your home. But what happens to your company? So your company has different branches A, X, Y, Z, and X1, X2, then Y1, Y2, and etc. Now I want to go to Y1. How I am going to, like my network is going to understand that I want to go to Y1 and this is Y1. Then comes the router path. There are different routing technologies, routing protocols are there. So there we can define that go from here to there, and here to there, and that's how the router is actually works. Like we use Google Maps, that I want to go from this to this source to this destination. So Google Maps gives us a road that you can go from this to that and this to that. Same router is working on the same. Like we as a network engineer, suppose think me like me as a network engineer, I'm adding the next route, next route, and etc. So I'm saying that you go to this, then go this, then go this, and I have created a channel path. Then it will understand, okay, then y1 mean this, y2 mean this. So whenever the request is going to y2, it will take the y2 path. If there is a request for y1, the path is going to choose y1. Clear? That's for the router. Switch, PAT, NAT, and the network types. I kept it small. Okay, I will not take it long. Do let me know if you have any doubts. Feel free to DM me on my LinkedIn. If you are connected with my WhatsApp channel, so you can also drop me on on my WhatsApp group as well. Otherwise, there's a comment box is always there. It's free. I'm ready to reply you at any like whatever questions you have. I will definitely reply you. No worries about that. So if you have like this content, feel free to hit a like button. And if you have any concerns, any feedback, any questions, so feel free to like comment down your feedback, comment, questions, etc. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. This is my small channel right now. It will help me a lot if you subscribe and if you like increase the number. And I will try to like come up with this complete series for this cloud and DevOps like tutorial from very beginning I started with, and I will try to continue this path to the end. And I do not have any roadmap as of now or any end date as of now. So I will try to keep it as long as possible so that you can gain the maximum thing. Okay. And last but not the least, like I generally provide free certification alerts, free educational resources, and daily free premium Udemy courses alerts. So do check out my channel, and if you like my channel, do subscribe. So thank you for watching. See you on the next video. Thank you so much.